take you on that, because the first part is a vote for DMB MPP is a vote to upgrade the Galamsey menace. We will deal with that. You did full stop. Then you continue with the second sentence. Let's rescue and reset Ghana for our collective good. The alternative is the only for that one pinning. Why not? You are not supposed to sing my praise. But the first sentence of the first paragraph, upgrading the Galamsey menace. Could the language have been different?
Given my responses so far, I would admit so.
Chairman, for the records, I am done with Honorable Clement Apak. I don't have any question again. It is only fair that when a nominee appears before us, constitutionally he is qualified under Article 78. And key matters that are of controversy to deal with you on other matters. But for me, I am done with you. Save that, I want you to address us on your experience as a parliamentarian thus far in two languages, Dabani and Kasim. So first, share with us your experience as a member of parliament, what you learned since you entered parliament. Say all of that to us in Dabani to inspire the youth. When you're done, we go to Kasim, and perhaps we may do Hausa.
Grateful. Mabi Mboya Nyilinge Clement Abbas Apak Kanjabdo Nyama Manenya MP Inti Bulsa South Nekana Parliament ma Ntume Pam Nsong Bulsa South Nishiama Ejapi Nyama Minya approval Notum Nti Ganza Kabiso Intetiza Umboya Now I'm Sante. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Akbak, now in Kasim, let the youths understand that it takes humility to rise to eminence, and it takes industry to rise to eminence, and through merits you get to higher heights. Let them be inspired by this in Kasim. Thank you.
Great, Mr. Chairman. Kasnaba Mama Awarama Ayabumu Abamelone Ana yetu anuno nchamo ako muyibu omanundo nga dibi yende na lopatu kumama sere pastor of school sebata sodane sedna dikete sejwane bade Bakinona Bawamba Wolmanto commence comment Anajeyotu Anunko de over school Akoko de over school Ama we willene but the willene Pawona have school Pazam IMP Ani apak neji yozento sataye one of the school apa idea sine then over abande abajim you atai MPs akama mali negrane akinle honorable chairman akinle.
Thank you. So finally, there is free SHS. The youths are benefiting. Some parents may not be appreciating the value of free SHS. Say it in tree. Say something in tree to encourage parents that in spite of everything, they should encourage the girl child to attend school and benefit from the free SHS. Say it in tree for me. Free SHS. Talk about the benefit of free SHS to parents.
Honorable Chairman, Madam Asibre, Yenina Ajetum, say free senior high school, a policy papa. Eti awasa yetumi abo ahomden na yema emano womuko school na womunso dache omuntu mbanya mpinfo na omunho abonfaso ama omubusinfo ene omanga enti awofo ena abofo nyina obia amanemre na omaneba enko school ni bi na
honorable nominee the woman, the girl child, that's
the baba Oman baba enko school and I can say the bebe me ayo ye kasa oba bit me ayo ye say oba bit me ayo na buso nti ekonya na aba no ye ma mama no womo so mo faso no mo ko school womo ko free SHS ni bi na womo aso faso amenina better massive.
And Doc, do you assure the country that the loopholes you find in the implementation of free SHS, you will do all you can to fill in the gap as you promised? The loopholes you find in the implementation of free SHS, you will do all you can to fill in the gap as you promised Ghanaians. I want that one to be also in tree. Then we'll conclude with Hausa.
Yo, minimum. Me says I share free SHS abeya. You know you so me jetum. Say adepa. Nanso yesanso nim say nyoma ba ko mienu bi atochma ho. Eti
judges who have received their letter terminating the appointment, that effort to be made to see to it that the concerns expressed about its address. I'm saying concerns expressed. This one is from the chair to you in Hausa. Thank you very much.
Now good. Na gesu kuduka kende kunzinna akwai waransu ticoci nde mungiya su futa kadan sai mududuba kende an kawo su kamar su zo su gwada yaranmu daga school ba abin da mun ce muna kore ticoci ba warangan na abin da ya faru na sini ya bari mun giya su bari mu duduba sai mu gani kende ya sa sun samu acin na chinasung samusi besang hanya nde ya kamata kowa samaci sire ba wahala amma waɗanda acin na ya shiga hannunsu sai takarar da sun da si an ba su acin na ba takara sosai ba suna ya kamata mu duba cikin ne so kar kowa ji tsoro mun gode Allah.
Doc, I think that at this point the youth of Ghana who have lost their employment at the Education Ministry and at GES feel very assured for what you have just said by way of assurance. Thank you very much. I think my colleagues will proceed with yes. Thank you. Chairman, thank you.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman.
Minister, just a second. I'm here to do my opening remarks. You have spoken a few languages here. Some I understand, some I don't, some others understand. But as Honorable Leader said, we are talking to the people out there. So I want you to assure the same people out there that this government will not cancel free education, but it will make it better and enhance it. No, please. In all the languages you have just spoken. Thank you.
Nkobisale mabisa mapusi ni mena mete lani bika Dr. Clement Abasina akaninen ma kan bisi ti busna mena lwa mena tinwom anjo mama litwese namula admanga gungopola wa mena abasu suyo upezinkan nare ale free SHS wa te kanti kweku tenti gumuskuma atukunia tukumawa mena manyeni jam minu yanu ma mo hwe mi che obia me sha mo bo sere mampini jona mani mama she Ghana nyina bono se free senior school policy no any program no won twemu na won twemu ochina ono aka se aba ye nyina yasom na nyoma ato chima ewo ho aye nyina yenim se ekrakra ebe mana asum foso a chen foso a yeso no ebe krakra te mo bia mbohu free senior school die aba ye nyina nso yeso mabe mpoya John Mama ngone nyate president ni yalia ni free senior school ma dimbene okusanle anina awara mama duko John Mama didani NDC wa tabra mama wo free senior school kuna tutu oba lae ochoko ojako ozere kona ke yekuba ma de mama ne kudna lateto ojako mama suku weldema Makama Mali. Honorable Chair, which language is left? Very well. So I've done Buli, I've done Kasem, I've done Chi, Mabe Mpuya. Mbo meni yelia. Ni John Mama. Won kanama. Dabam kane. Free Senior High School ma. Obi an sangle. Dimbene. Mpoya. Mr. Chairman, I want to add Wali as well.
Please go ahead.
Mbamnene mamne. Ya ansuma. Tiba John Damane mama. Onwangane. We know NDC government ne. Kata evanka epelanga teora. Ka Free Senior High School ma. Free Senior High School. Kan yele. Ko concern Free Senior High School. Kuna malon ko viala. Kata nyotona. Atwa malegana ja. Mpoye ja baraka. Grateful, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nominee. I'm now going to open the floor, and I will call in the former Education Minister. Mr. Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Congratulations to the nominee on your nomination as the Deputy Minister for Education. I know where you are going, and I've sat in that seat before. I know you didn't get the time to also tell the country that you spent part of your youthful days in my famous hometown, Jachi. And so you and I share some relationship in regards to that, even though you were my fiercest critic whilst I was at the Ministry of Education. Honorable Nominee, Honorable Chair, I'll be grateful if the nominee can speak to us about the state of STEM education in Ghana today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the honorable member is right. Indeed, I did spend some time in Jachi, and I attended Jachi Anglican Primary School. I must put that on record. Mr. Chairman, STEM is the future. STEM is an abbreviation that stands for the study of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Indeed, STEM education in Ghana is in progress. Clearly, the member of the Education Committee in both the 7th and 8th parliaments have sat through meetings and presentations. A member of the Education Committee in both the 7th and 8th parliaments I am aware that we currently have 10 STEM schools at various levels of completion. My briefing informs me that one has been completed and indeed is operational. If we are to make progress as a nation and to take advantage of and to prepare the future of this nation, which is our wards, our children. That one has been completed and indeed is operational. If we are to make progress as a nation and to take advantage of and to prepare the future of this nation, which is our wards, our children, to participate fully in the fourth industrial revolution, we must continue to invest in STEM and to expand facilities to ensure that every Ghanaian child benefits from STEM education. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
A follow-up or your next question?
A follow-up, please.
Okay,
I
please go
think,
ahead.
in terms of the briefing, 7 schools are operational and more to come. So that's 10 schools. That's just for the record. But I also would like, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, for the honorable nominee to share with us how their STEM is capital intensive. How is he going to support his minister in terms of mobilizing resources to make sure that the STEM agenda will continue? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Most grateful, Mr. Chairman. Indeed, I made a number of significant public statements with regards to the educational sector, and in particular, his willingness and readiness to build on what has been bequeathed to us by the previous government. Clearly, STEM is a capital-intensive endeavor, and we cannot rely on only government or public resources if we want to succeed in the manner in which we all anticipate. So if my minister was to seek my opinion, I would suggest that in addition to mobilizing local resources, we reached out to bilateral and multilateral partners, as well as donor organizations, to support the effort. I know, for example, that the MasterCard Foundation has played a significant role in supporting the government and the Ministry of Education, and I think we can shop around for similar organizations and institutions to support our effort to promote and perhaps mainstream STEM education. I'm grateful.
Honorable Former Minister, before you go on to your second question, would you please let me allow Honorable Roxon to do a follow-up on your question? Thank you. Honorable Roxon, please go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. Now, Dr. Park, the concept of STEM schools, is it new? I am aware that when we were in secondary schools in the 90s, government introduced what we call the science resource centers, resource facilities, and even added buses. Now, how is that different from, so essentially there's STEM as a concept. Is it new?
Honorable Chair, the short answer is no. The concept of STEM is not new, but the concept of STEM schools is new.
Now, if the concept of STEM STEM and STEM schools is not new. Can you briefly tell us when STEM was introduced into our educational system in this country? Briefly.
Very well, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I don't have this information immediately available, but I am certain that the concept of STEM is not new. I'm grateful.
Chairman, that will be all.
Thank you very much. Mr. Minister, please continue with your second question. Thank you.
My second question, Honorable Chair, is to ask the nominee, based on his briefing at the ministry, what subjects have been offered in the STEM fields that has never been offered in this country before.
Grateful, Mr. Chair. Indeed, I have become aware, both as a member of the Education Committee of the 7th and 8th Parliaments, and from the briefing, that a number of subjects have been introduced, and they include biomedical engineering, aeronautics engineering, manufacturing, agricultural science, and I believe, yes, these are the ones I can remember for now. I'm grateful, Mr. Chairman.
Please, you please answer the question if you haven't done. Oh, you going for,
I have.
You're going for a third question? All right, not a follow-up, a third question. And that will be your final question. Please go ahead.
Honorable Chair, thank you for the opportunity. My last question is on the implementation of the free senior high school, specifically on the feeding of the students. We've heard a lot of things during the campaign time, manifesto time. I want to find out from the nominee, based on his briefings, how are the students going to be fed by your government? Thank you.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman. Indeed, one of the topical issues that dominated the 2024 electioneering campaign was the way forward with regards to how best to address some of the challenges affecting the free senior high school program. And one of them was in the area of feeding. The Chairman, as I speak, the current arrangement, which is temporary. I say temporary because the John Dramani Mahama-led government is yet to present a budget. So the intervention that has been made at the moment is to provide resources to the heads of the institutions to procure food to feed the students. That is the current arrangement. I'm grateful.
Mr. Minister, I believe you've exhausted your question, unless...
Yes, you are done.
You've done your three questions. Thank you very much.
Follow-up to what?
A follow-up to your third question.
And to congratulate him.
You are encouraging him to do a follow-up, or he wants to do a follow-up? All right, okay. Minister, go ahead.
Honorable nominee, I congratulate you in advance, and I believe that when you sit in the seat at the ministry, it's going to be an interesting one. But we can always now call on the Education Committee, and we'll support you to succeed. Thank you.
I'm grateful, Mr. Chairman, and I'll do just that.
Thank you very much. Lisa, I will now yield the floor to Hadia. Then after I'll come to you. She wants to.
Thank you, Chairman. Sanda zuwa.
Sanukarema.
Tambayan da zan yi maka yanzu ga cikin Hausa zan yi. Kuma ina son ka mayar mini cikin Hausa, cikin Dagumbanci da cikin Buli. Uku na nake so ka mayar mini. Yanzu haka ga akwai tambayan da aka tun riga aka tambaye ka. Da ya zamana bisan free education na secondary school. Bisan wannan zambi ka sasata muna game da yanda za ka amsa mini. Daya, an tambaye ka aka ce free senior high yana da kyau ko bai da kyau. Yanzu katun amsa free senior high yana da kyau, amma akwai abin da ya kamanci a yi ciki. Akwai abin da muka ce an yi inda aka ce an review. Ina son ka sassata ne me yasa za a review, me aka gan ciki aka ce an review free senior high mu yan NDC.
Na gode ma. Abin da ya sa an ce an review free senior school na ba wai bai da kyau ba, yana da kyau, amma an ka gani yadda program na da ya zo na wurin da yaran na sun kwana wahala ne. Yawan ga da muna firan ga ba school duka ne yaran na duka suna te gaba daya te waransu suna gida. Abin da ya sa na wurin da sun kwanan na ba kowa ne ya samu fili ya kwana ba. Na biyu, wurin abincinsu sima yara na waransu abincin na bai kai su bai yawa ba. Wata kaman bakwai guda suna ci shinkafa kede, sima ya kamata mu duba. Wanda ya kuma kara burin school na kuma sima yana da damuwa. Yaran sun yi su ta school sai muna nema kaman sun kwana school wata uku, amma kafkazin na bai ke wata biyu sai a su zo gida. So waranga na ya bari mun giya kuma mun duba program na kuma sai mu jajara sai ba mu amfani efi amfani da muna samun na. The other language aja.
Chairman, point of order. Point of order.
Very well. Chairman.
The question should be asked. After that, you grant me the opportunity.
Most grateful, Mr. Chairman.
He's in the middle of his response. Please let him finish.
Free senior high school ma. Ni yelma.
Ranky, open the door.
The song de tepam. Ama anya din chena shema. De mala mosugo biela. Bima Papa zan chena school. nkana yinga shabe changla school ka shabe be yinga de malam moso te bolle me ne be za chang school ka be za lan kana yinga anya bi ma bendro me de me malam moso bima sheba bindiri uma de be parba ka sheba bunto tiba sinkafa bakwai ka bidiri sinkafa de men yala musugo te bolle me ne tenel ka de viala ka bima ja chansku lamna yinga kam bendir go mame kabe to dintere kada sontija mboya.
Mr. Nominee, please keep your answers short.
Honorable Chair, this is Ghanaian language.
Well,
it has to make sense if I don't put the context.
Yeah, but please keep them short.
Very well.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
Chairman, he's not done. He's done.
Aja gave another language. Mapusin Komamina.
Mr. Nominee, if you are done, please put your mic off to signal that you are done.
Very well. But there's one more question.
Yeah, sure.
No, she asked me in 3 languages. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Honorable members, the rule is if you speak in any other language other than English, which is what we use here in Parliament, you must actually interpret it in English. Now, if you speak any language here, the report will not capture it. The leader who asks questions in other languages stated categorically clear that he doesn't want those questions and answers to be captured. So if you speak any other language here today, just know that it will not be captured in the report. But you are free to do so.
Chairman, let me refer you to Standing Order 63 on language of proceedings. That the proceedings of Parliament shall ordinarily be conducted in English, except that a member may exercise the option to address the House in a local language if facilities exist in the House for those questions and answers will not find space in the report.
Well, I think what I've said is exactly what you're saying.
If any member so desires, that member must inform the leadership for you to make available facilities for interpretation. If not, those questions and answers will not find space in the report.
Well, I think what I've said is exactly what you're saying. It's clear. If you speak in any language that is not interpreted into English, or we don't have facilities here to give that interpretation, it will not be captured in the report. And the leader who started with the language and himself was very clear that whatever goes between him and the nominee in any other language should not be captured, and it will not be. So what I've said applies to everyone. Hajia's question and answer will not be captured. But she's here. If she wants to be captured, that's my ruling. Thank you very much. Hajia, please continue.
I am ready and willing to say what the question was in English. But let us understand here and put it on record that this is not today that we started the issue of speaking the vernacular on this committee, and that it was yesterday that it was started. So if for interpretation purposes, it's not a big deal. My question to the nominee was, he had already responded to the fact that free senior high school is good to go with. It's a good policy. Yes, it is a good policy to go with. But he should tell us, he should be able to tell us exactly what it is that the NDC had said that they will review the free senior high school. He should tell us what things are wrong with it or what is in it that would have been reviewed. And I think that, and the issues, that is what is there that is to be reviewed. So he has gone on to respond to me by telling me some of the issues, not all, that we have.
Honorable member, please address the chair.
He has gone on to tell us, and for that matter the whole world, about issues of accommodation, issues of feeding, where he mentioned that sometimes children are fed with the same meal. That is where this your abinchi you are mentioning, food, rice, shinkafa, the whole week. People supposed to be in school, or students, they are supposed to be in school for, let's say, 1 week. And when they go 2 days, they are back home. So they are not able to stay in school as required. These are the responses that he has given in the two languages that he had interpreted, he had given to me. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to tell or to say what exactly, because I want it to be captured. My second question, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable, hold on. I will want the nominee to respond in the answer he gave in the language that he gave that answer in English, so that your question and his answer will both be captured. Thank you. Mr. Nominee, please answer the question you have just answered in English.
Grateful, Honorable Chair. The free senior school program policy is a good policy. The challenge that we find with it, for which we have spoken about improving and sustaining it, in other words, reviewing it, is to do with the implementation. And in my response, I listed 3. One was the issue of accommodation, which of course gave birth to the double track system. The second was in the area of feeding, where we have complaints about inadequate food and sometimes students being fed food made of the same staple, sometimes for a week. And then I also spoke about the sometimes erratic calendar, where you expect the students to be in school for a given period of time, and halfway they come home. So I listed these as some of the reasons why we think we need to take another look at the policy implementation so that we can address them to maximize the benefit that we are already driving from the program. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much. You have a follow-up. Please go ahead, Minister.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Chairman, I want to find out from the nominee, because he mentioned that the gaps that they identified, double track is one of them. I want to find out from the nominee how many schools in Ghana goes through this double track. As at now.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman. Per the briefing I received, we currently have 709 senior high schools and 241 TVET schools. If you put that together, it works out to about 900 schools. Of the 900 schools, about 600 of them are still practicing double track, but it is now called
that's your follow-up. You done? Is your response? I won't allow you, Minister. I will come to you, so please wait patiently for your time. Yes, Honorable Leader, you can do your follow-up.
Mr. Chair, Honorable Nominee, one of the things I want to find out from you is that if you are reviewing, that we have an erratic timetable, but I know that the ministry was always coming out with a timetable. So I'm wondering whether you have an instance where that kind of table that were issued out were varied without any consultation. Thank you.
Grateful, Honorable Chair. Students know the justification for the erratic academic calendar. What I know is that students have come home on more than one occasion, and I speak to this as a parent whose ward is currently in the system and another ward who went through the system. They come home at times that we do not expect them to come home as per the announcements that were made for them to report to school. And I believe this will be attested to by many parents. So whatever the causal factors are, we ought to identify them and then fix them. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nominee. Please, going forward, can you please make your answers as brief as possible, please? Aja.
Thank you, Chairman.
You have a last question.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Nominee. On the issue of the reintroduction of PTAs, Parent-Teacher Associations, in schools, what is its importance? And how do you intend to support the PTAs so that they can grow and do well as expected of them? I will be grateful if you can give me the responses in Twi and Hausa, and then you interpret it. Thank you.
Really, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Go ahead.
PTAs, Equa Awufa Omoma Ewo School, Enkabomu. I don't have a friend of PTA. Na yenina him say PTA no. Equa Eboa Emma schools no. Etumi ehwe yankwara no so yie. Na enche bia na PTA no jumana na omudi no. Na enye ni nyina ena omutumi edi. enti yɛbɛyɛ no PA na aba foforɔ abe wɔsɛ wɔsan de A na ka ho enti abɛyɛ PTA na deɛ nti a PTA ɛwɔ mfasoɔ no sɛ school no biribi ɛwɔ hɔ na sɛ ɛha adwene anaasɛ ɛtɔ kyema a awofoɔ no etumi edi ho nkɔmmɔ na mmoa bi a wɔbɛtumi de aboa ama saa deɛ na ɛha adwene no ɔmo akorakora no na ɔmo akorakora yɛnim sɛ wokɔ schools ne bia PTAs ɔmo tumi esi dan sɛ school nkwaraa no ani nkonya wɔn tumi ɛyɛ ntoboa na ɔmo de aboa ato nkonya ama nkwaraa no ebi kura nso wɔ hɔ a wɔn tumi tɔka ɛde kyɛ school no nkwaraa no nso bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo asoɔden eti ɛba ne saa no a awofoɔ no nso etumi boa akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ no ɛma nkwaraa no a ɔmo asoɔden a ebi a ɔmo ne yɛ ɛmoa adesua no yɛtumi akasa akyerɛ ɔmo ama ɔmo asesa ɔmo suban nti PTA megye di sɛ ɛyɛ ade papa te sɛ aban foforɔ no sɛ PTA sɛdeɛ na ɛteɛ dada no yɛnsa nyɛ ne saa megye di sɛ ɛyɛ ade pa na agese ko wakuma John Mahama government is there Ghana where PTA dan the answer chesi yazu ye PA na ya kawo PTA na kuma PTA kuma mun sani na da amfani ina tanye school yara ina tanye school na kuma in akwai school sai school na ba kuzeru ko ba lori PTA na sun yi a su gani zuna sai su bida kudi su sai kuzeru su ba school na ko su sai lori su ba school na PTA ina da amfani sai ni ya sa John Mahama ya ce shi ya zo ganna akin da PTA ina yin na sun yi su yi kuma na ba ku godiya. To it, what I have said is that the reinstatement of the parent-teacher associations to pre-free senior high school status is positive. That has been done because we all know the roles that PTAs play. When schools have challenges, parents can have a dialogue with the teachers and find ways to try and assist the schools in addressing some of those challenges. PTAs have contributed to build infrastructure to support education service delivery in schools. We know of instances where PTAs have even procured vehicles to facilitate transportation for schools and students. And indeed, in many cases, they've also contributed to procure furniture and to supply to schools. Even in instances where some students misconduct themselves or exhibit deviant behavior, would they collaboration between parents and school authorities, they are able to address some of those challenges. So I believe very strongly that the benefits of PTAs justify the decision by the current government to reinstate them the way they used to be. I'm grateful.
Thank you very much. I'm going to yield the floor to you, so I can't let you do a follow-up. So, yes, Honorable, if you want to do a follow-up,
yes,
then after I'll come to you, Honorable Minister.
Honorable nominee, I think we need to come out clear about the PTA issue. If I listen to you carefully, I get the sense that the contributions made by the PTA is what you are referring to. But PTA was never cancelled. I'll give you a typical example of my alma mater, where PTA built a dormitory for the school. It was never discouraged and it was never cancelled. So I wonder which examples you are giving as a clear evidence of PTA being cancelled. I don't know. Is it the dues, the assistants? I know as for the assistant, the dues, at a point in time, it was stopped. But the difference, the PTA as support for the schools and everything was never done. Was never cancelled.
Honorable Leader,
yes.
As you know, this is a house of records. Yes. You did mention your alma mater. Would you please tell us your alma mater where you are using as a reference?
Sorry, it's St. Louis Senior Secondary School. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Another intervention. That's good.
Okay, is it in line with?
Yes, it's in line.
Okay, please, let's.
You should give us the difference.
Yeah, please go ahead, Honorable Shaibu. Intervention.
Honorable
Please
nominee,
keep it brief.
is it the case that PTAs, as we used to know, have been totally defunct, maligned, or completely jettisoned? Or, are you getting me? Is it the case that the PTAs, as we know, have been completely maligned, dysfunctional, and as if they do not exist? Is that the case?
Thank you. Please, honorable members, can we allow the nominee to answer the questions? Thank you.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman. PTAs, as we knew then, up until now, were jettisoned.
Thank you. A follow-up from me. I yielded the floor to the Minister of Sports.
Oh, Mr. Minister, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, first of all, let me also add my voice in congratulating the nominee, who is my neighbor. We share boundaries, my constituency and his constituency, we share boundaries, and we've been very, very good friends. So I want to congratulate him. I want to congratulate him for his nomination. But I'll go straight to my question. Mr. Nominee, your government promised the good people of this country that once you are in power, you give free tuition and admission fees for all first-year public school, tertiary schools students, universities. So I want to find out from you, when will this promise start? Thank you.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, you haven't yet gone into the ministry. You are